The air around you vibrates with a hidden power that most of the world has long forgotten. When Jesus walked this earth, he did not merely speak words. He released specific sonic frequencies that reorganized matter. You have been taught to read his stories, but you were never taught to feel the resonance of his breath. There is a specific Aramaic sound that acts as a key to the internal lock of your physical and spiritual suffering. This frequency was the very foundation of every miracle of restoration performed by Jesus during his ministry. If you are carrying the weight of illness, anxiety, or a fragmented soul, your cells are waiting for this ancient return. Today, we step beyond translation into the raw, living vibration of the language that Jesus used to command wholeness. To understand how Jesus performed healings that defied the laws of biology, we must first look at the nature of the Aramaic language itself. Unlike modern languages that are abstract and disconnected from the physical world, Aramaic is an experiential tongue where the sound is the thing it describes. When Jesus spoke the word Yeshua, which means healer or physician, he was not just labeling a profession but invoking the very force of restoration. This word carries a vibration that seeks out disharmony in the body and pulls it back into the alignment of the monad, the original source of all life. Every cell in your body is essentially a vibrating instrument that can fall out of tune due to the pressures of the modern world and the interference of the arc. These lower forces thrive on the static of fear and disease, keeping your frequency low so you cannot access your divine authority. However, when you begin to resonate with the sounds used by Jesus, you create a shield of high vibrational light that these shadows cannot penetrate. The act of healing is not a process of adding something new to your body, but a process of removing the blockages that prevent your inner light from shining through. Jesus knew that the kingdom of heaven is within you, and that kingdom is a place of perfect health and eternal resonance. By speaking the language of the masters, you're essentially recalibrating your entire being to the frequency of the Creator. This is why the words of Jesus were said to have the power to raise the dead and give sight to the blind. He was speaking directly to the divine blueprint of the human soul, calling it back from the depths of forgetfulness. As we dive deeper into these specific sounds, prepare yourself to feel a shift in your physical vessel as the ancient codes begin to wake up inside your DNA. The most profound tool for healing found in the teachings of Jesus is the breath, which in Aramaic is intimately connected to the spirit. The word Rocco represents both the wind and the holy breath that sustains all living things in the universe. When Jesus breathed upon his disciples, he was transmitting a living frequency of peace and power that bypassed the rational mind entirely. You can access this same power by focusing on the word shlama, which is often translated as peace, but carries a much deeper meaning of wholeness and completion. Shlama is the state where nothing is missing and nothing is broken within your physical or emotional structure. When you chant or meditate on the word, you are effectively telling your nervous system that the battle is over and it is safe to heal. Most people live in a state of constant survival, which shuts down the body's natural ability to repair itself and maintain balance. Jesus taught that we must find the stillness within the storm, and that stillness is found in the resonance of As the vibration of this Aramaic word moves through your chest and throat, it begins to dissolve the energetic knots caused by years of suppressed trauma and grief. You are reclaiming the territory of your soul from the chaotic frequencies of the world and returning it to the sovereignty of the divine. This is the secret of the inner chamber that Jesus spoke of, where you shut the door to the outside world and commune with the Father in secret. In that secret place, The frequency of Shlema acts as a divine solvent, melting away the illusions of lack and infirmity. You are not a victim of your biology. You are a master of frequency who has simply forgotten how to use your voice. By returning to the breath of Jesus, you are authorizing your body to return to its natural state of radiant health and infinite power. If these Gnostic teachings are awakening a desire for inner transformation within you, we prepared Dois Guides, the sacred words, where this journey begins. The link is pinned in the comments. The concept of healing in the Aramaic tradition is deeply tied to the restoration of our connection to the Abun, the father-mother of the cosmos. This primary frequency is the source from which all health and vitality flow into the material realm. When Jesus taught the prayer that begins with Abun, he was providing a roadmap for the human spirit to reconnect with the universal power supply. Disease is often a manifestation of feeling orphaned from the divine, a sense of separation that creates a vacuum in our energy field. The archons use this feeling of separation to feed on our vitality. But the sound of Abun acts as a powerful repellent to these parasitic influences. As you breathe in the light and exhale the sound of Abun, you are re-establishing your lineage as a child of the eternal light. This connection provides a constant stream of life force that nourishes your organs, clears your blood, and brightens your mind. Jesus emphasized that his power came not from himself, but from the Father who dwelt within him, and this same Father dwells within you. To heal is to remember this indwelling presence, and to let it take command of your physical form once again. The word Ephatha, which Jesus used to open the ears of the deaf, is a command for the senses to be released from their worldly limitations. It is a frequency of opening and expanding into the vastness of the spiritual reality that surrounds us at all times. When you apply this word to your life, you are asking for your spiritual eyes and ears to be open to the healing frequencies that are already present in the atmosphere. You are moving from a state of contraction to a state of infinite expansion, where the limitations of the flesh no longer dictate your reality. Jesus showed us that the body is a temple, and like any temple, it must be cleared of the money changes, the false beliefs, and low vibrations that pollute its sacred halls. By using these Aramaic codes, you are performing a divine cleansing that restores the temple to its original purpose of hosting the living spirit. In the ancient texts, the healing miracles of Jesus were often preceded by a specific shift in the atmosphere of those who were present. This shift is the result of the frequency of Kushta, the Aramaic word for truth, which is not a collection of facts, but a state of absolute alignment with reality. When you stand in the frequency of Kushta, you are standing in a place where sickness cannot exist, because sickness is ultimately a lie told by the shadows. The truth of your being is perfection, and the frequency of Kushta forces everything that is not true to fall away from your experience. Jesus told his followers that they would know the truth, and the truth would make them free from the bondage of the flesh and the manipulations of the lower realms. This freedom is a physical sensation, a lightness of being that allows the life force to flow without resistance through every meridian of your body. When you invoke the name of Yeshua, you are calling upon the frequency of salvation, which in its original context means to be made wide and spacious. To be healed is to be given space to breathe, space to grow, and space to exist without the pressure of external judgment or internal shame. Jesus always looked at the person behind the disease, seeing the whole and holy being that was temporarily obscured by a cloud of suffering. He used the power of his voice to blow that cloud away, revealing the sun that was always shining behind it. You have the same power within your own voice when you align it with the sacred Aramaic sounds that Jesus gifted to humanity. You are not asking for a favor from a distant God. You are exercising your birthright as a spark of the divine fire. As you vibrate with the resonance of Yeshua, you are calling your scattered pieces back together into a unified whole. This is the alchemy of the soul, where the lead of human suffering is transformed into the gold of divine consciousness through the power of. If this teaching is stirring something in your heart and you wish to explore it further, we prepared Dois guides that explains the first sacred words where the journey begins, their layers of meaning, and the transformation they carry. The link is pinned in the comments. As we conclude this journey into the healing frequencies of the Masters, we must look at the word tuba, which Jesus used to describe the state of being blessed or ripe. To be ripe is to be ready to receive the fullness of the divine harvest in every area of your life, including your physical health. Jesus wanted us to be ripe with life, overflowing with the vitality that comes from a heart that is perfectly attuned to the cosmic pulse. This attunement is the ultimate goal of working with Aramaic sounds, as it moves us from being isolated individuals to being conscious cells in the body of the Creator. The frequency of tuba creates a magnetic field around you that attracts only that which is in harmony with your highest good. It acts as a natural filter, keeping out the toxic energies of the world while drawing in the nourishment and support you need to thrive. Jesus lived in this state of perpetual blessing, and he invited us to join him there through the mastery of our inner world. Healing is often the first step in a much larger journey of spiritual awakening that leads to the realization of our true identity as the monad. When the body is no longer a source of pain, it becomes a powerful instrument for the expression of divine love and wisdom in the world. You are here to be a light bearer, and a healthy body is the lamp that allows that light to shine brightly for all to see. Jesus did not want followers who were weak and dependent, but disciples who were strong, clear, and capable of performing even greater works than he did. By embracing the secret frequencies of the Aramaic language, you are stepping into that power and accepting the responsibility of your own divinity. The sounds of Aswaya, Shlama, and Abwoon are now part of your spiritual toolkit, ready to be used whenever you feel the shadows encroaching. Remember that you are never alone in this process, for the resonance of Jesus is woven into the very fabric of existence, waiting for you to call it forth. Walk forward in the confidence that your healing is already written in the stars and echoed in the ancient sounds of the desert. We have explored the profound science of sound that underpinned the entire ministry of Jesus, from the restorative power of Aswaya to the deep peace of sleep. These Aramaic words are not just relics of the past, but living frequencies available to you right now. You have learned that healing is an act of recalibration, a return to the original divine blueprint that the archons have tried to obscure. By working with these sounds and the breath of our UKHA, you are reclaiming your body as a sacred temple of light. This journey of transformation requires consistency and a heart that is open to the miraculous possibilities of the Spirit. Carry these frequencies with you throughout your day, letting the resonance of Jesus guide your thoughts and actions toward wholeness. You are a sovereign being, and the language of the Masters is your key to a life of radiant health and spiritual authority. Visit Divine Light Academy, my site dedicated to bridging ancient spirituality and modern living. There you will find my guides and a deep journey into Aramaic, the living language of the Masters, designed to help you access states of deep resonance, clarity, and personal revelation. The link is pinned in the comments. Get ready. In the next video, I will reveal more sacred Aramaic words that unlock deeper spiritual understanding. Turn on notifications so you don't miss it. Right now, before you close this video, come to the comments and tell us, what did you feel? What shifted? We read every single response. And if this teaching found you today, subscribe to this channel. Every week, we go deeper into the ancient frequency codes that were always meant to be yours.